Fantastic, thank you. You have a film here at the Festival of Cinema, correct?
Yes, I do.
Fantastic. Tell us a little bit about the film. Tell us the title and what it's about.
So the film is called Hoepu, and it's about this kind of strange, wacky world of characters. It's not very linear per se. It's kind of left open-ended. And it's about, concepts of love and freedom and what that really means. But it's kind of left open for the viewers to kind of step into the world and kind of, make assumptions for themselves and just feel whatever, the film gives to you.
Yeah. It's a beautifully artistic film. I really enjoyed watching it. So tell me, how did you get involved with the film? Well, tell me what your role was on the film and then how you got involved.
Yeah, so I was the assistant director of the film, and I got involved because I'm good friends with the director, Roberto, and he is also close friends with Evan Lead, who played Caliche in the film, who's also a close friend of mine. And so Roberto was looking for an assistant director for the film. They started talking, and he had mentioned, I think Colby has a very interesting artistic vision, and they spoke about it, and they're like, yeah, I think that's a good idea. And so Robbie came to speak to me and kind of explain to me a little bit about what the film would be like and his vision, and showed me some drawings, and it kind of aligned really well with the type of art that I make and I have made in the past. And so I felt really inclined to kind of take on this project.
Fantastic. I know you and I talked a little bit about your role in this film. Mm-hmm. Was it scary at all for you to take this role on?
Yeah, it was. I had never assistant directed a film before, so this was kind of my first undertaking. So I was a little obviously nervous about what that would look like, and Robbie had a very ambitious and complex vision to create, and I knew obviously with that I'd really have to step up, and then being a first-time AD was just a lot. Yeah, I was up for the challenge, and I think it came out really well.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. Now, we in the film business know that the AD has probably one of the most difficult jobs on any set, and they have to yell at a lot of people because you're the timekeeper. Did you find yourself getting on anybody's case in particular?
Yeah, I would probably say the gaffer, but that makes sense because he was setting up along with I'm thinking in Spanish, but the director of photography, they were setting up some really complex lighting shots. And so, a little bit behind schedule, especially because we needed to get a shot that had the sun rising. So it was definitely we have to get moving right away.
Mother Nature's not waiting for us.
But it's trying to not pull away from the vision, still making sure that something, is happening, but how to definitely yell at some people.
It's always the toughest job to juggle. Now, you did talk about lighting a little bit, and there's a scene where there's a Caliche who shows up kind of in the background of the scene that's coming up, and it's so I had to rewind it 3 times because I was like, where'd you pop out of? Tell us a little bit about setting that up.
Yeah, so this is a pretty complex shot because it was about a 11-minute single take, and it was a big space. We had an open field, so this was an old abandoned train station, but outdoors, obviously. So we had a shot of Brian, one of the main actors, who was coming in, and then Caliche coming out of the abandoned train. And so it just was a really, really wide, big space. And when I mean abandoned, there was wild horses there. So.
Did you guys have any run-ins with the wild horses?
Yeah, the horse was kind of messing up some of the shots a little bit with the sound as well. There's also a dog on set that I'm pretty sure bit someone because there was yeah.
All kinds of challenges.
All kind of strange occurrences, which makes sense considering the film and its weirdness.
So were there any other things that you kind of noticed kind of got in the way, or things that were fun that you had to work around obstacle-wise?
Yeah, so one of the scenes, which is the rat dancing scene in the film, was in it was an old person's hospital, and it had an old old wing that wasn't being used anymore. So it was kind of strange because you would go in there and there's like a lot of old people and they were living there, but then we were going to this closed off section of this hospital-like space, and the floors actually had some holes in it. So we're working in this space where like people were dancing and moving, and we're like, if we go too far down, we might break this floor. So we're working in a very unstable environment in this very intense dance scene that's like seductive, and so felt very on the brink of death at times. Yeah.
Sounds like it. Your actors were phenomenal. They obviously had to work with some challenges and dog bites, horses, holes in the floor. Can you tell us a little bit about what it was like to work with your actors and maybe how you guys found them?
Yeah. So not going to originally be in the film. It was going to be played by an older. So months and months of working on the script to get it to be as colloquial as possible to Argentina. And then the actor who was going to play Caliche ended up having a heart attack. So Robbie, the director, had to kind of rethink his whole vision, and Evan, taking on this role, had to really like put his whole soul into this and transform himself, because he's not Argentine and he's originally from the States, and so trying to be as true as possible to this character, and yeah.
Did that play a pivotal role in the film itself? Why would
candy, and that's like the typical sort of garb holder for like candies and cigarettes and things like that. So that's like very particular to Argentina.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, it's just such a beautifully shot film too. Favorite story on set?
Favorite story on set?
I kind of threw that one in there, guys.
Ooh, well, I will say that Eva, who played the main actress, she was in a very like vulnerable position, naked at times, and everyone was in this basement, and it just turned into like a sauna, and it was really hot. So I think people were starting to the emotions were rising, and people were getting at points where they felt like they were going to pass out. Oh, no. So I would put that kind of up there in these kind of like emotional intensities that seem to be happening a lot on the set. Yeah.
We talked a little bit about you being an actress at one point. Is that something you're going to keep on doing? Or are you looking to pursue other options?
I'm thinking of pursuing other options. I haven't done acting in a while. I make masks. So I'm like a mask maker, and I make a lot of other like mixed media. So that's kind of where I've been heading for a while now, and I'm really happy in that mode of art.
Yeah. Fantastic. How can we follow the film, and then how can we follow you?
Yeah, so if you want to keep following the film, I would go to our Facebook page for Hoepu. And so right now we're going to be playing at 3 different festivals in Bolivia, in Mexico, and in Croatia. Don't have the dates or anything for that yet, but if you go to the Facebook page, you can follow what's happening with the film. And for me, I don't know. I'll remain mysterious.
That's perfectly okay. Can you give any of our future filmmakers any advice, anything that you learned on the film that maybe you wish you would have known or done differently, or just anything that you learned that you'd like to share?
I would just say, just go with the flow and have confidence, even if you don't, because it'll work out. And if it doesn't work out, that's totally fine, but interesting things will arise.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for being here. Congratulations on having your film here at the Festival of Cinema. I mean, just absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. Guys, stay tuned. We'll have another episode coming up for you, and we'll see you soon.
All right, great job. job.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.